You ever watched someone who's truly exceptional at what they do? A brilliant high school teacher captivating a classroom. A seminar speaker who effortlessly inspires crowds. Or even a spiritual adept who seems to navigate life's mysteries with ease. They demonstrate undeniable competence through their behavior, yet when pressed, they often can't pinpoint or teach the exact steps that make them so effective. It's as if their success operates on an intuitive subconscious level beyond conscious articulation. This is where opening ourselves to our sensory apparatus becomes key. By attuning to subtle cues, body language, tonal shifts, instinctive decisions, we can begin to decode and replicate those hidden patterns, learning to embody what they achieve without needing their explicit explanations. Most people, even the highly successful, aren't consciously aware of the precise actions driving their results. It's buried in the how of their doing, not the what of their saying. This insight lies at the core of neuro-linguistic programming, pioneered in the 1970s by Richard Bandler and John Grinder. They revolutionized personal development by introducing modeling as a systematic process. Instead of accepting experts' self-reported theories, Bandler and Grinder observed the most successful psychotherapists of their time, figures like Fritz Perls, Virginia Satir, and Milton Erickson, and zeroed in on what they actually did: the micro-behaviors, linguistic patterns, sensory strategies, and unconscious processes that produced real, transformative outcomes. From these observations, they constructed replicable models, step-by-step blueprints that anyone could follow to achieve similar success. It's not about vague inspiration, it's about distilling what truly works, stripping away fluff, and focusing on behavioral excellence that yields consistent results. Modeling succeeds when you can systematically produce the same outcomes as the modeled expert, turning observation into actionable mastery. We want what works. Leave out the rest. Effective modeling requires integrating tools, resources, and techniques so that they become hardwired and embodied through repeated practice. Now, let's bridge this to the often abstract realms of spirituality, philosophy, magic, and esoteric traditions. Many ancient teachings, books, and their interpretations weave intricate webs of associations, layering theology, symbolism, rituals, and philosophical constructs into what often becomes overwhelming headshit. There is an important difference between mentally grasping or understanding something intellectually versus truly experiencing it as lived, embodied reality. Some people identify strongly with ideals and mental concepts, while others may engage in forms of make-believe or imaginative role-playing. Organic Gnosticism is anti-headshit. Unlike most traditions rooted in dogma, ritual, or doctrine, the Oak Matrix is built upon hard science and loosely based concepts and principles of organic Gnosticism. The concepts are self-supporting with minimal material. The concepts are minimal and remain objectively based so that it propels you toward taking action while remaining able to compete and function competently in our modern world. Our minds get tangled in mazes of concepts, spinning in and loops in circles of intellectual debate and philosophical, perhaps even metaphysical material, but rarely does this lead to genuine progress. Why? Because it lacks the sustained pressure needed for consistent energetic activation and directed transformation. Another aspect of this issue is that a close-minded person will achieve much more than an open-minded person. The close-minded person has no doubt about what is right and what is wrong. He or she does not hesitate to do what he or she feels is needed. For personal empowerment, we need to be close-minded. This will grant us certainty and keep us tightly focused on our goal. The trick is to be close-minded in a healthy way. We do this by perfecting our personal view of reality or our paradigm. In following our inner authority, we get flashes of insight, self-evident and personal truths, that moment where our light bulb goes off, and what we need to see is right in front of us to see and hold. In grasping enough of self-evident insight, they gradually become our reality. When we find our true path, and true will we know what is real for us. We become close-minded in confidence that we are doing what is best for both ourselves, and we are also helping the entire human race. Jumping through associations and retrieval of things and information is far different than, and actually inhibits us from achieving direct experience. Turn your attention to our modern world, filled with advertisements, media, entertainment, and endless suggestions all aimed at redirecting your time, energy, and attention towards something external, not your true self. These distractions pull us away from inner focus through collective echo chambers where people all want to be and live as the same, ultimately scattering our power into consumer cycles, social cultural validation traps, and relentless illusions that keep us entangled in Maya, the veil of endless forms, deceptions, and webs of entrapment. The symbol of the sun offers a powerful counterpoint, an enclosed circle with a centered point, representing individual awareness anchored in its core. We are meant to remain fixed in our personal and energetic, psychic sovereignty, unwavering, self-directed, and radiant from within. Yet, in today's hyper-connected, stimulus-overloaded reality, this has become incredibly hard to achieve. The Oak Matrix provides a vital antidote, serving as a structured shield and armor against these modern pitfalls, helping us reclaim our center and build resilience amid the chaos. There's a profound distinction here, a path that's merely thought about, full of mental gymnastics and dogmatic hurdles, versus one that's experienced through direct, embodied action. The latter is practical, simple, and rooted in the present moment, driving you beyond theory into tangible shifts where real growth happens. Instead of jumping through mental hula hoops or tripping over rigid doctrines, you're propelled into immediate, lived engagement that builds momentum and fosters true empowerment. It is this empowerment that drives true mystical and magical initiation. This is precisely where NLP-style modeling shines in esoteric fields. Observe the adepts who succeed, not their eloquent words or elaborate theories, but their actions. What daily habits sustain their energy? How do they intuitively respond to challenges? By modeling these, we cut through the noise to find what truly activates spiritual and magical potential. And here's where the Oak Matrix emerges as a powerful experiential framework, a true container for awareness that integrates all levels of being into a seamless, leak-proof vessel. Without openings or weak spots in this container, your energy doesn't dissipate aimlessly. Instead, it builds up chaotically, creating internal stress that propels you toward higher stability. This system is driven by chaos theory and happens organically through energetic ruptures, intense cycles of death and rebirth, where old patterns dissolve, making way for renewal and evolution through the activation and integration of astral soul bodies. How do we cultivate this stress? By committing to living intensely, generating at least 2 significant energy spikes each day. These could be physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. In doing so, you rupture the astral fabric, severing outdated energetic cords and creating new empowering ones, triggering healing, integration, and forward momentum on your path. Dreams become key indicators here. They reflect this astral work, recharging you overnight and highlighting weaknesses to address or strengths to amplify. If your dreams are vivid, empowering, narrative-driven, it's a sign of successful energy flow. Dull, incoherent, or absent dreams signal a need for more daytime intensity. Fail to achieve these ruptures. Through complacency or insufficient spikes, and progress stalls, you remain stuck in inertia with no real soul advancement. But when you succeed, you experience gradual, compounding growth, clearer intuition, stronger resilience, and a deeper alignment with your true self. At its essence, soul development boils down to a few core elements. First, amass enough vitality to breach those astral barriers, fueling ruptures that break cycles of stagnation. Second, get out of your head. Shift from overthinking to experiential doing, closing the open spots in your individual paradigm where energy leaks outward. These leaks often manifest as deference to external authorities, flowing into wrong thinking that breeds entrapment, inaction, and worst of all, siphoning your power into someone else's dream or agenda. Find what works and rinse, wash, and repeat. The forward path demands cultivating inner resources and tools for individual empowerment and living boldly by taking action in the now. This may include things like creative writing, signing up for a marathon, harmonizing daytime efforts with nighttime astral insights, and embracing duality to sync your unique symbols with universal energies. Like an oak tree absorbing sunlight by day to fuel root growth at night, the Oak Matrix turns intense living into astral renewal, boosting confidence, creativity, and autonomy. Ditch the complicated webs. Model what works experientially. Live fiercely, rupture and rebirth, and claim your empowered destiny.